Welcome back again to another exciting episode of UAE as Business Goldmine. Dubai or UAE as a whole does not mean that you come here to make money. People come here to enjoy. They come for the security. They come for the safety.
The music of Safir made us top in Abu Dhabi in January 2025. If we see as a music event, it was more over a cultural event.
Coldplay is one of the famous bands around the world. So when they actually stopped in Abu Dhabi, it was not just a music concert. The timing was so perfect when it comes to such big events. Because UAE as a whole market has been positioning itself more of an entertainment hub, not just a normal country, right? UAE has now been created as a market which is leading from every other aspect, every end.
I remember in one of our session, you mentioned the mountains, you mentioned that hiking, and so there is a lot to explore in UAE.
There is a one sport which actually literally just raised the heartbeat of every other person in this country, right? Which is cricket. I remember that match which Pakistan lost.
Yes.
It was heartbreaking, but my friends, like my Indian friends, and they were really happy. And I'm sure that we both sides we have so much in common, and we love actually doing all these activities together. Honestly,
There was one trend which was sweeter than all others, the Dubai chocolate bar.
and it became so important and so much big around the world that everybody was literally just searching Dubai chocolate.
Exactly.
And nobody can expect that how this can turn around to be a big thing, by the way.
So this actually leads me to believe that UAE never sleeps.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back again to another exciting episode of UAE as Business Goldmine. I was actually thinking and having discussion with my brother Omar, and we were actually discussing that what topic should we discuss next in our next episode. So it came up that excitingly that we should always be, we've been focused on forming companies, licenses, audit, tax, and everything, which is pretty much very boring for many of the people. But why can't we actually talk slightly different today and come up with the idea that, okay, what is there in UAE market other than just like the numbers and the business and money making? So again, I've been joined by my co-host Umar today.
Hi, hello everyone. Welcome. And as Mr. Saqib said, today we are going to discuss and we talk about a little bit different aspect, a little bit different topic. So hopefully this is gonna be an informative for everyone.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm sure that a lot of people do not understand one thing. Dubai or UAE as a whole does not mean that you come here to make money, right?
Yeah.
People come here to enjoy. People come here for the reason which is not only the money, they come for the security, they come for the safety.
Safety.
They come for investing their money with peace of mind. They come to enjoy and entertain themselves, right?
Exactly.
So I was thinking and doing some research about the recent Coldplay concert, by the way.
Okay.
What happened there? And that is so much exciting to see and kind of shocking, by the way. That world of music kind of being based inside Abu Dhabi, by the way, where all that concert, what happened over there, and before the concert, pre-concert, by the way, people were that excited that they were actually that completely unprecedented when it comes to the hype of a concert.
Yeah, the music of Safir made us top in Abu Dhabi in January 2025, and it was more over a cultural event. As if we see as a music event, it was more over a cultural event.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The demand in tickets was so high, and it was so in demand that people have pay a lot of money to buy the ticket and
Absolutely.
attend the
I
event.
remember,
Actually,
yeah. The people actually spent 5,000, 10,000 dirhams, I
Yes.
remember, yeah. And they were so crazy about it.
Yes. So what makes these concerts or the events so much like successful, so much good? Is it just about the music, or there are other things? There are other aspects of that one as well.
No, there is a lot more than just the music, honestly. But first of all, of course, Coldplay is one of the famous bands around the world. So when they actually stopped in Abu Dhabi and they planned their trip and they actually announced their event in Abu Dhabi, it was not just a music concert, by the way. And the timing was so perfect when it comes to such big events, because UAE as a whole was trying to position themselves, or the market has been positioning itself as like more of a entertainment hub, not just like a normal country, right?
Exactly.
And they've been trying to actually position, and they've been trying to attract a lot more than just the normal concerts.
Exactly.
So the timing was perfect. Of course, the band was the best, and also not just the like the band was kind of pledging everyone, whoever was kind of attending the events. So they were actually trying to make it more of a eco-friendly and sustainability concept. So it was based on a sustainability concept,
Okay.
the whole tour. So that actually made more of a like attraction for when it
Attraction,
comes to
yeah.
this just like it's not a small event, by the way. So ultimately the positioning, attracting a lot bigger concerts, like when it comes to the entertainment industry. And we've been there in Shams last time, and you
Yes.
remember that the media city has been trying to again position themselves as a media hub.
Media hub. Yeah,
And they've been
exactly.
trying to actually create that ecosystem where people can actually literally come and they can make movies, they can actually produce movies, they can produce anything, whatever they want, by getting all the sort of the infrastructure. So the similarly, like you can actually see this, these kind of concerts or events are trying to actually just showcase that the market is actually booming for all the entertainment industry.
That is really interesting. That was not just music. That is more than music, and there are couple of very interesting points which we can share with our
Absolutely,
listeners.
absolutely.
The visuals were fantastic, and the combination of lasers and the combination of fireworks that make the whole thing really, really fantastic, a wonderful experience for everyone there. And definitely the music was incredible, and they mix up with their old tracks and the new things, and as well the energy in the crowd, that was magnificent, that was fantastic. It was an unforgettable event. Mr. Saki, what do you think, how it impact on the upcoming events and concerts or cultural events like that?
No, absolutely. Now, I can actually just, one thing I can assure you, that the Coldplay concert and the success of this concert and the kind of, the positivity and the kind of, word of mouth being created out of this, or, like as a result of this concert, that was really big. The message has been very clear in this market now, that Abu Dhabi and UAE as a whole can actually become a base for all these entertainment activities. And I'm sure that we can actually just expect more A-class or A-list kind of singers and like all the artists coming to UAE and actually playing a lot more, and they can actually just be the ones creating that kind of ecosystem again in the market, which can actually just create a hub of UAE as like a hub, UAE as a hub for the entertainment industry, of course. And I'm sure it's a great success, honestly.
It is indeed.
UAE, not only from the cultural aspect, UAE has now been created as a market which is leading from every other aspect, every end.
Exactly.
Not only just the culture. You really want to actually go and see the old culture of Dubai or UAE, you can go and see those old places. They have really maintained, by the way, those
exactly.
things. And now these new things coming up, of course. So it's a wonderful news for those people who really are connected with this market. Either they are the residents, they are the locals, they are the ones who are actually being coming here to do their business, or they are actually coming for just for the sake of like a vacation or entertainment, of course. So these things are actually creating a lot of buzz.
I remember in one of our session you mentioned the mountains, you mentioned that hiking, and so there is a lot to explore in UAE.
Absolutely. Not just these things, by the way. A lot of hiking places are there, tracks are there, beautiful places, by the way. And people are still literally just exploring all those, like places. And I'm sure every other day there is a new place to explore.
Yes, it is. If we'll talk about the beaches, on the Ras Al Khaimah side, the beaches are so beautiful. It is having fantastic views, and it's always been crowded if we go there. So there are a lot to explore in UAE, I believe, as a natural spots.
Absolutely.
And like hiking, as you told before, mountains, and different experience of weather. So there is a lot, I believe.
Let's shift some gears this time and just slightly go away from the music thing we've discussed. There are a lot of more activities going around, honestly, within UAE now.
Yes.
Not only just the music thing. So I think there are really important events are coming up. So again, there is a one sport which actually literally just raised the heartbeat of every other person in this country, right? Which is cricket.
Exactly.
And I remember that last year when there was this T20 World Cup in 2024, which was kind of being arranged and staged in New York, right, in
Exactly.
USA. So that was complete success, by the way. And I remember that I watched that match literally with my friends, my circle of all those colleagues, and everyone, literally like Indians and Pakistanis. We were together, right? And we were discussing, and we were actually having a lot of fun. And it was, by the way, arranged by IFSA last time,
Exactly.
International Free Zone Authority,
Zone
and they arranged it in their, like they literally in their offices, a big screen. Like we really enjoyed. And now that like this is not only this just one thing, of course, that sport actually gives us the energy.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a cultural thing, and every street in Pakistan and India,
Absolutely,
we are
it's
having
full of
cricket,
cricketers.
is full of
Absolutely.
cricketers. So it's in their blood actually, and they are
Absolutely.
too much attractive towards
Absolutely.
that. Other than that, the cultural diversification in UAE actually attracts a lot of other sports as well. Football is one of the
Absolutely.
more attractive thing. Any other cafe over here, they're having this big screens with football match with the and all the time there are people are sitting and watching that one. So this is another very interesting factor. But this multicultural and this diversification is actually the beauty of UAE. And as you mentioned in the very beginning, the safety and the security, this is one of the key thing which actually make every family to be very comfortable over here. And when you are very much with the ease of mind, and when you are very much with the like peace of mind, you can get entertained with all those things in a better way.
The last, I remember that match, which kind of Pakistan lost.
Yes.
It was heartbreaking, but my friends, like my Indian friends, and they were really happy. And I'm sure that we both sides, we have so much in common, and we love actually doing all these
Yeah.
activities together, honestly. And this is the beauty of being living in UAE, honestly. And
Exactly.
you enjoy these things. And as you said, I know these teams, both of these teams. I'm not expert of cricket, and you also, like we just play a very, of course, and we're not a very, like kind of good at all these numbers and the stuff. But I'm sure that everybody needs to understand, those who really are not actually familiar with the cricket. So it's something which actually makes us. It actually make us feel that okay, we are young again. Not only just the cricket part, by the way, as you rightly said, that there are a lot more happening around, right?
Exactly.
So what do you think? What other activities, when it comes to the sports activities in UAE, what are the activities which are actually just kind of a very important thing? And I'm sure I'll just divert this conversation into a very different direction after this.
But if we look into the sports activity, the water sports activity is one of the very attractive and always been in trend over here. So this is something which is we are seeing growing as a business is growing, as well as the interest of the public is really growing.
And we
into
did
that.
a few videos, by the way,
Exactly.
in a
Exactly.
facility of our client, one of our clients,
yeah.
really important, really close client of ours. And they have been the success story, by the way.
Exactly.
A
Exactly.
person coming from a French guy coming
Yeah.
from France all the way, like the first business ever in Dubai, and he's that successful that he owns like the whole structure now.
Exactly.
And that is very successful business of jet skis and all that, of course. And not only just the jet skis, by the way. A lot of people who are actually linked to these kind of activities and businesses. We have few other clients, by the way. They are into football clubs.
Yes.
So they offer the football activities to coaching activities, training activities for the youngsters and everyone. And they've been very successful, by the way.
They are.
Now they have a license from mainland and getting a facility, from a school as in the second half of the day, and they actually utilize that
Exactly.
for training the students and the kids and everyone. And this is really important to understand from the cultural aspect. People living here with their kids, and they want them to be really healthy, and that for that they spend a lot of money on these kind of activities for their kids, of course.
Yes,
right?
absolutely right.
And this is a big business, by
yeah.
the way. I'm sure we can actually do one whole episode on this thing
Yes,
next
yes,
time. Yeah.
definitely. Let's move away from the cricket pitch and let's talk about a viral sensation in 2024 in Dubai. There was one trend which was sweeter than all others, the Dubai chocolate bar.
Well, absolutely. It was so amazing to actually see that what happened over there, that nobody can expect it, that this phenomena just, can't get enough kanafa, right?
Yes.
And that actually goes really
Really
viral, that
viral.
everybody started searching about it, right? And it became so important and so much big around the world that everybody was literally just searching Dubai chocolate.
Exactly.
And nobody can expect that how this can
Turned around.
exactly, that can
Yeah.
turn around to be a big thing, by the way. And I remember last year a lot of people used to call me and ask me that, can you please get some chocolates for bars for us, and when we come there, so please give it to us, or just send those to
Exactly.
to us, or so,
Exactly.
a lot of people actually talked about it, and everybody enjoyed, by the way.
Yeah, the traditional mix of kunafa and the chocolate and क्या बोलते हैं उसको?
दो ही चीजें थी, कुनाफा और
हाँ,
chocolate.
नहीं नहीं वो उसको फूड इंडस्ट्री में क्या बोलते हैं? द
आगे चलो.
चले नहीं
अच्छा. So again, it was all thanks to TikTok, by the way.
yes
It was it
is
got
again
famous
social
just
media.
because of TikTok. I still want to understand what was so special about it, by the way. Like anything from your perspective, what do you think?
It was a combination of multiple things like the flavor, the combination of ingredients, the presentation of that one, and especially the videography and presentation on the social media of that product, and ultimately the taste of that one, which is actually create craving to the people to have it again and again. So
And not only this, of course, when as you mentioned about the videos, the sound of that crunch, and like the kanafa, actually kanafe coming out of that chocolate bar, that actually made people to try it, literally,
it, yeah,
and
exactly.
so much it created that so much attraction for the people. So that made them to actually go and try and eat that.
yeah.
Of course, it's really important to understand that how the small businesses in Dubai can become viral sensation around the world.
Around the
And
world.
literally in no time they can be that big that no one can actually literally compete them. And I can see a lot of other chocolate companies, by the way, they copied it. I don't know
Yes,
they
yes,
were
yes, yes,
actually
they
kind of successful or not. I don't want to actually name them, but ultimately they tried,
They tried
really hard. So in every other shop we saw those copies, or
Exactly. With their own brand name.
brand names, and of course
Exactly.
trying to
Yeah,
copy
yeah.
that. But again, still, I would always love to actually try the original one, which actually the leader of the trend. So this is something really important, that how this market gives you the opportunity. Why? The most important part, against again, not just the videos, by the way, the beauty where something can go really big and can become the worldwide sensation,
Exactly.
is because Dubai is multicultural economy.
That is
Dubai
really
is
important.
the base of 190 nationalities. Dubai actually attracts more than 20 million tourists around the world every year.
Every year.
And that actually creates something when somebody actually tries something really good and they want the others to try. So that actually goes really viral really quickly.
Exactly.
And this is something which was actually the main reason, I think.
Exactly. Yes, the impact was so huge that even it was a lot of orders are there. The company was overwhelmed with the
Number of orders,
numbers
absolutely,
for the orders, and it was at that time it was hard to get one.
Absolutely.
So the important thing is this. You absolutely rightly said, the 190 nationalities. The impact is beyond the country. It is across the
Absolutely,
world, and it
absolutely.
leads towards a really what you can say, become very quickly an international brand rather than a local one with a couple of days.
Absolutely. And that actually, by the way, for for the, as an interesting kind of a fact for everyone, that it had a ripple effect on the global pistachio market. The supply was limited and the demands went so high that actually it increased the prices of pistachio in the market, actually. So again, coming back, this fascinating story, of course, we wanted to share and talk about. Of course, this is not only, it actually does not actually just come and stop here, of course. So we have more to discuss today. Let's talk about the most favorite topics of ours, honestly, which is like real estate and crypto, by the way. as always, we cannot actually stay away from these topics. We always have to actually bring all the updates related to real estate, crypto, or financial markets to our viewers, and it's really important that we keep track of these things, of course. So today, let's give some attention to these important things. That Dubai property market as a whole, if we talk about, we can see that the country is as a whole has been trying to position itself as a global hub for the crypto industry, correct?
Yes, the virtual assets.
The virtual assets, of course. VARA is actually coming into the picture, and they are trying to actually regulate the market really well. They're trying to support the new, entrants, by the way. A lot more bigger names are already there in the market, by the way.
Yes.
And I'm sure that this has important impact on the real estate market as well. Correct?
Exactly.
And we can actually see that, by the way.
There are multiple factors to look at, like the growth in the real estate market, the safety and security. We already talked about that one, ease in visa, golden visa, and all those sort of initiatives taken by the government. So all these things have play a major role on that one. On the other hand, if we talk about virtual assets and linking between the virtual assets and the real estate market, it's another initiative, and it's regulated as well.
So absolutely, I think this is really important. You have rightly actually just pointed out to one important factor, that people or the companies out in the market, they are actually trying to bridge both markets together now.
Yes.
And virtual asset, which as always in the last decade, we have seen that people have conveniently, used these assets in terms of buying, selling, and creating a lot more bigger projects for themselves, of course, right? So I think this is really important, that how in the future both markets will actually come together and merge together in terms of giving benefit to the investors, right?
Exactly.
And it is still that there are few developers we have seen that they are accepting payments in crypto, by the way, now, which is kind of really interesting. That if somebody has the assets available in crypto, in shape of crypto, so they can easily go to those developers and they can actually just buy the properties by just giving their cryptos against those properties, and they can actually buy the properties. This is really important.
Exactly.
And not only this, by the way, the tokenization of the assets, or tokenization, or linking those virtual assets to buy properties, or through the tokenized way of investing into the real estate, that is also something which is very much new to the market, and that is creating and also attracting those smaller investors as well, because actually you're creating a smaller proportions of the investments. And that is actually attracting all those people also which cannot be or don't have that much of money in the pocket to actually own one single property at a time. But still, if they have some small amount of investment, so they can actually use that in terms of investing into this market. What do you think that, what is the future in next 2 years? Because we have been talking about 2025, 2026. We talked about 2024 as well. What do you think in 2026? What is going to happen next year?
We have to look into the always been on the historical data to reach it up to forecast the future. So if we see there has always been a significant increase every year for the investors and the new buyers in the market, like in 2024 there were 36% almost increase in the number of buyers. So every year it's gonna be very static, like 36% of increment impact in the number of buyers and in the number of transactions. So it shows a very a trust and a very static growth into the market. So in 2026, yes, there are people are saying the correction of the market and all those things, but the thing is this, the flow of the investors or the flow of the new buyers, and when we plug in the first time home buyer initiative, or when we plug in the other ease in the mortgage and all those things, so there are a lot of people who are the first time home owner in UAE. That is a very major impact towards that one. So the increase, definitely it will be sustained, and even more than that one, what we are expecting. The prices will remain same on the same gauge, but I believe there is not much price correction or something like that. But we believe that the volume of the transaction will be sustained, and it will be on the growing side in 2026 as well.
That's good. And I think another important aspect that the luxury market still actually is there in real estate. It's
Yes.
not going to go
Yes.
anywhere, by the
Yeah.
way. Look at what happened in Palm Jumeirah, what happened in downtown. Now, of course, Palm Jebel
Palm
Ali is
Jabal
actually
Ali.
the upcoming
Yes.
luxury
Yes.
project.
Yes.
And a lot more bigger projects, which are actually the phenomena bringing that luxury living, by the way, in community, in having big mansions, big houses, and all
Exactly.
that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
So that is also still going to be there, of course, and this is actually the most important part, by the way. This kind of shows that the growing interest from people around the world, and their growing trust, by the way, in the market.
Exactly.
And the most important factor, other than this, again, would be that ease of investing and staying into this market, actually creating a lot more, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm sure that this is something which is, of course, there. But coming back to the UAE becoming global leader in crypto, right? Uh, of course, crypto is one part, but again, this is as we discussed previously, that crypto market as a whole, it is going to be a really big important aspect of the UAE economy in the future. So Vara has been trying to build that kind of structure for people to actually come and invest into this market,
Virtual
or
assets.
attracting major players around the world to establish themselves or headquarter themselves into UAE, of course. Now, this is a really proactive approach. I think that they are actually trying to bring that kind of phenomena into the market now.
If we look around what's happening in real estate market in Dubai, a couple of days ago, there is a villa being sold in 161 million dirhams
Absolutely.
in Palm Jumeirah. So this is one of the signature villas
Absolutely.
which is being sold, and the price per square feet is more than, I think, 14,000.
14,000 per square foot. And it
It
you know,
is.
these things, of course, that actually creates a lot bigger impact. And this is why we both are here and
Yeah,
try to
exactly.
bring the attention to these kind of important aspects, of course.
Let's close today's episode, but before closing that one, let's talk about one of the top attractive industry of UAE, the tourism.
Tourism, yeah.
The tourism is a lot of attraction in Dubai, and as we discussed earlier, that we are going to have a complete episode on tourism, how tourism work, how the things work in tourism over here in locally in UAE. So what's your thoughts on that one?
No, absolutely. We have invited one guest for the upcoming episode, and where we are going to actually the specialist for the tourism sector. Packages, deals, and so many different stuff. Not only for those who are actually coming to UAE for as a tourist, or of course for those also who are actually want to do for the they want to go for on tourism, to other countries from UAE, of course, on vacations, staycations, and how they need to actually just arrange these things, of course. And looking at the numbers of the market, that how this turning to be a very big, of course. And this is not only just one thing, of course. More than 20 million people visit every year to UAE, and they dine into the luxury beaches. They go around, they shop around. They come only for the sake of actually shopping brands, and so many different actually aspects of tourism, tourist industry in UAE. And now it is actually kind of spreading to the upper side or the lower side of the stretch of the beaches, of course, when it comes to Abu Dhabi, or it goes all the way to the Ras Al Khaimah, which is Marjan Island, and other projects being happening around within UAE.
Yes.
So this is kind of creating like a global hub within UAE as a travel hub, of course. Not only just the connecting flights now. People actually come and stay here, for a very longer periods, of course. And not only just people from Europe or the other European countries or market, of course, the Middle Easterns, of course, which is like people living in Oman, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, they also kind of visit, and they also come to Dubai or UAE for the sake of doing so many different things when it comes to, of course, tourism. And this is something which is going to, kind of spreading across the corners of UAE.
So this actually leads me to believe that UAE never sleeps. So what the big thing, upcoming thing in tourism in UAE, what are you expecting?
I think it's not about the destination. Of course, those are coming up. Disneyland is again one big news, of course, for the UAE tourism market, of course. 2030, of course.
Yes,
And
exactly.
it's going to be the largest theme park compared to all other theme
Exactly.
parks around the world.
Exactly.
So that is, of course, there. But I still believe personally that it's not only the destination thing. It is going to be sustainability as a factor in tourism industry. So sustainable tourism or sustainability in tourism is going to be one big thing in the upcoming decade. So this is something which we also need to talk more about. Of course, the country we live in, of course, that is based on tourism industry, of course, now. And it has a big part, of course, in contribution in the economy. So we, as experts, as part of this economy, living into this country, we also need to focus more on the sustainability side, of course.
Exactly.
So next episode, which we are planning, of course, we will actually have this portion of sustainability, of course, to talk about that, how the government is actually focusing and investing a lot of money in actually sustainability for the tourism. And they are actually spending a lot of money to keep the beaches clean, to actually keep everything kind of green, less carbon footprint.
Yes.
So these all aspects are going to be really important. And that actually comes as a result. You can actually see that how UAE actually hosted the one big sustainability conference, like some time ago, of course.
Yes, yes, yes.
I think that's it for today.
Yes.
And I'm sure that people must have enjoyed some, like pretty much not the financial things. And upcoming episodes are there. Of course, we are inviting more guests, and I'm sure that they are going to be really interesting episodes upcoming. And I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy this.
Enjoy this one.
So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.